Welcome to Moving Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
Good morning, AM 860 and FM 95.1 KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us here this morning for Moving Forward. Now, real quick, say hello to Mocklink Phone, your new local phone company. Fiber customers, get it now. Switching is easy, and you can keep your old number. Learn more at mpw.org. Once again, this is Moving Forward. I'm Jordan Davis, and joining us here in the studio, Adrian Fraunholtz and Barb Dunn Swanson, both from Muscatine County Extension. And they're going to be telling us just a little bit about what Muscatine County Extension is doing here in the community, what's coming up for them, and just what all they do. So I'll let Adrian get started. Adrian, what's your connection to Muscatine County, the Extension?
I am this summer's Muscatine County Human Sciences Support Intern, and my supervisor for the summer is Barb Dunn Swanson. And I just recently graduated from Iowa State, so I'm just getting my internship out of the way. Mainly with my internship, I learn about all the different human science programs that are going on throughout the communities of Muscatine and Tipton. And I just am able to learn about everything that they're doing and how they're helping the community.
Can you tell us a little bit about what some of those programs are?
Yeah, so we're working with the Muscatine County Family Effectiveness Coalition, and they, as a group, have come up with a list of things to do in the Muscatine community. And some of those things that you can do for free are the Relay for Life at the Muscatine Pearl City Station, Swim with Santa and the Elves to celebrate Christmas in July at the Muscatine Aquatic Center, free kid art classes at the Muscatine Art Center, Kids First Pancake Breakfast at First National Bank, and another one would be Family Bike Ride with Muscatine Parks and Rec and Mellon City Bike Club. And all of those are offered on a list that you can find throughout the community.
Okay. Now, Barb, I'll ask you what is it all that you do out there?
Well, as Adrian's supervisor or a human science specialist, I provide some leadership around families in the community. So, for example, our mission really is empowering people and growing lives. So what we really want to do is find ways to connect in the community with other individuals or with other serving agencies who are out there making sure that families have what they need to really thrive in our community. So whether it's educational support, whether it is family finance support, or support around health and wellness, we as human science specialists try to connect with other agencies in the community to support family meeting those needs.
I see. So let's jump right in. What's new with the Muscatine County Extension Office? What all's new? What's happening? What should we be looking out for?
Well, I'll tell you, something that we like to talk a lot about is the fact that we are connected in the community with a lot of other agencies. So the Family Effectiveness Coalition that Adrian mentioned is one of those coalitions that brings together people, human service agencies, whether they be from maybe Lutheran Services of Iowa or Trinity Public Health or our Early Childhood Iowa, our Aligned Impact Muscatine representatives. We gather together monthly and look at what are the needs that we're hearing that people in our community have. So one of those biggest needs that we've really focused on in the Family Effectiveness Coalition is early literacy and helping parents and educators do the best job they can at getting literacy started early on with parents and children.
Right, and that because reading is one of the most important things that a student or a child can learn, and the earlier the better.
And one of the things we know is that children from 0 to 3 is when all of that brain development is really going on. So if we can get books in the hands of parents, and those parents will pull the children onto their lap, open the books, and begin that reading, that early reading, that helps children build vocabulary. And when they have those vocabulary words in their memory bank, they will go to school and be able to access those words in school, and it really helps them with their academic success.
Right. And you hear stories of folks that say that some people may not learn how to read until they're a little bit later in school, and that's hard to see. It's very difficult. So the earlier you can start with literacy, the better, because it's better. You get a jump start on school. You're ready when you walk into the classroom to be able to kind of start in on the not so much the fundamentals, but the basics, because you've gotten the fundamentals from at home.
That's right. We just know that it's important to start early, and if we as a coalition can find ways to get information to parents so they have it, and then support them, walk alongside them, have free library books in those little checkout, those little free libraries could be one way. How are there other ways that we can make sure that families have access to books? We work alongside the library, and so we know when families have access to libraries, then it's really a matter of access. How do we help families know what's available in the community? And as Adrian was mentioning, this particular listing comes from Family Effectiveness Council. They ask all kinds of agencies to send us what kind of free camps and things you're doing for families this summer. Let's put them together in a brochure, and then let's get it out there to families so it's almost like one-stop shopping for them. They don't have to look at each organization's website to find the document. They can see it right here, and
That's excellent.
they can one-stop shop to find good free things for keep their kids busy during the summer.
Yeah, and because that's important. They talk about how a kid's learning can drop off over the summer because they don't have they don't have any engagement at all. So there's a chance that they jump into that summer and they get into that summer lull. I think I've heard it summer days, something like that, where they just it all kind of leaves their brain. They come back to school and it's like they didn't learn anything last year.
Well, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we interrupt that drain, as we call it, and we also want to think about reducing the amount of screen time that children have access to, because we also know that the screen time, really, we can be on our cell phone, we can be on our iPads on over and over again. We can watch the TV, we can be on our computer. All of that is screen time, and that screen time is just not as effective as kids getting outside and playing outdoors and, getting to interact with nature.
Yeah.
That's what we really want to encourage with families.
As well as being able to interact with each other. I mean, these camps are great ways for kids to get together and build social skills as well.
You got it.
So let's talk about some of those camps. Now, I've heard about a lot of these before, and I love all the different ones because a lot of them are a lot more in-depth and almost intense. They sound like adult classes, some of them. Like, I think if I remember correct, I know there's a bugs and dinosaurs one, something like that. I know there's one like that. I know that there is a CSI crime kit one too as well.
Yep.
So let's learn a little bit about some of the camps.
Okay, so this summer, some of the camps that are going on at Muscatine County Extension Office that will be put on by our other summer staff, Maria. We have camps that range from 1st to 3rd grade and 4th to 6th grade. So I'll give you guys a little detail about some of the camps that go on. So one of them would be the Island Adventures, and that's where the campers will travel to a remote secret island while exploring and learning about the ocean and coastal life. Another one would be an art camp for 1st to 3rd grade, and that is where campers will explore design elements and art principles while having fun. They will also learn about several different art mediums while showing off their own creativity. And for 4th to 6th grade, some that you can do are Kids in the Kitchen. So that's where your kids will join us and learn how to prepare simple, healthy, and fun recipes that campers can make for themselves or for others, while also learning about good food safety practices. And they're also going to be learning about acres of agriculture, and that's where the campers will be engaged in activities as they learn about agriculture, fast food agriculture, mystery agriculture, and will also become plant detectives. And these are all going on at the Muscatine County Extension Office, and you can turn your registration forms in at the office, and it's just a way that kids are able to learn and have fun this summer and not be on their electronic devices.
I think I've said this 1,000 times every time we talk about any of these camps that are going on, it's so important that they keep that little bit of engagement over the summer, because it's and making them fun is so important for kids, because that's how you keep them. That's how you keep them interested in what you're doing, is if it's a little bit fun too while they're learning. It's like tricking them into eating broccoli and stuff like that. You know, you add that into the mix of a bunch of other stuff that looks tasty, and then there's that broccoli in there, and they don't know it, so they eat it. Right. I don't want to be giving away all parents' secrets here on the air, but that is a good way. So you make it fun and it's entertaining, and there's a great chance for kids to come out and get a little bit of engagement and keep their minds moving over the summer as well.
The other thing we might mention is that these are always all supervised. And so when parents look for places for their kids to be engaged at during the summer, they're going to look for a place that's safe, that's supervised. Our volunteers go through screening practices through 4-H, and so we want them to know that we have a safe, supervised place for kids to belong. We know kids all want to belong somewhere, and they might just as well belong to this organization that we hold dear, 4-H, from Iowa State University Extension and Outreach. And we encourage anybody to check us out. Our office is on Isett Avenue here in Muscatine, and so we'd love to visit more with you and talk to you about how to get involved in 4-H, or a variety of the programs that we have available for families within Muscatine County.
Absolutely, because you guys do more than just kids work. You work with adults and families and
agriculture and economic development. It's just a broad-based array of things that we can help to support families and the community right here at home.
That's excellent. And a lot of these classes now, some of the summer camps, are there any prices on summer camps?
There are some fees, and that will vary. It can vary from $10 up to $30, just depending on how much things are needed for the camp that day.
Because if there's a lot of supplies, or you have to lunch and stuff like that, so you have to be able to cover those costs. But that's not bad for a summer camp, $10 to $30. I mean, there's some summer camps take kids for a whole week, and it's up there. So being able to provide that for a relatively cheap cost, being able to bring those kids that little bit of engagement over the summer, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. So, well, we thank you for bringing that to us. And now, when can we expect to see a lot of these summer camps happening? Are some going on right now? Because the kids are getting out of school. They're not quite out yet.
Yeah, some of the camps will start right when the kids get out of school, and the first one is on June 6th at the Muscatine County Extension, and that will be held from 8:30 to 1 o'clock, and that will start for 1st to 3rd grade, and then the first one for 4th to 6th grade will be June 8th from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that will be also Kids in the Kitchen. So the first ones are Kids in the Kitchen, so they can start learning and get prepared for the summer on what to have for snacks.
Excellent. So that's right around the corner, June 8th. That's not very far away. So it's coming up. So you guys are excited, and we're excited that you're able to bring this here to us so that we can get it out and let people know that they're able to get their kids involved in this kind of stuff. So this is great. It's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us once again, Barb Dunn-Swanson and Adrian Fronholtz from the Muscatine County Extension. I always have to look up when I'm pronouncing a hard name just to make sure, get that clarification that I did say it right. But once again, those two joining us here for Moving Forward on AM 860 and FM 95.1. Thanks so much to Muscatine County Extension for all they do here in the community. Now, MockLink is always Muscatine's fastest internet, and gigabit speed is coming. MockLink TV beats satellite and includes video and music streaming. New subscribers save big, even more when you bundle. Learn more at mpw.org. Thanks so much, you two, for joining us. This has been Moving Forward on AM 860 and FM 95.1 KWPC and thevoiceofmuscatine.com.
You've been listening to Moving Forward on the Voice of Muscatine, KWPC, AM 860, FM 95.1. Thanks to our sponsor, MPW Digital TV and MockLink Internet, the local providers at mpw.org. And remember, Moving Forward, each weekday at 8:15 to learn how Muscatine is on the move.